Okay, we're recording.
Oh, yeah, baby. This is Two Blank Girls.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Annitsa, and this is episode 13.
My lucky number.
My lucky number.
Our 13, 7,
Me too.
21. Those are my three. And for no reason, nothing has ever
You
brought
just
me.
like, no.
My birthday's on the 7th. So that's why I
That's
like
funny, because I'm like, yeah, I always call 7 and 13 my lucky, but it's just my favorite numbers.
7
They're not
is
lucky.
going to be, if I do ever have a kid, it's going to be the name of my kid, because it reminds me of George.
There's somebody else I just saw that named their kid 7. It was on an HGTV episode. It was some young, 13-year-old girl named 7.
Damn, that was going to be my thing.
Well, who cares? You're never going to meet those people.
I'm also never going to have kids. Anyways.
So none of it makes sense. Should we just get into it? Because this episode is a little interesting. It might be awkward. It might be uncomfortable. It might be just beautiful.
Oh, I have a feeling I know where it's going to go. So go for it.
Let's just do it.
Yep.
On the eve of August 28th, we're two romantic girls.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Are we on?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Yeah, it's now more and more casual.
I never tell you.
No,
I
look at you and I'm like, are we doing this?
Well, yeah, because also space out. I'm like, what? It's been a long day.
Like, I need a beverage.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm okay.
Okay.
Then I'll just have to go to the bathroom, and then
I know I didn't go pee before this, and now I just feel like we just
you're way
started
worse
it.
Than me.
I pee like every half hour.
Yeah, it's
like,
bad. Don't go with Honest to like a theme park or anything. It sucks.
You've never been to a theme park with me.
Yes, I have.
When?
I thought we went to Universal.
You've never been to Universal.
Yeah, I have.
In
with
LA?
Sarah. I went with Sarah.
Okay.
That's weird. And we didn't go to Florida. Yeah, so
No.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I can imagine it. How bad it would be because you go so
That's
much.
how vivid it is. You think how horrible it would be. You just feel like you've been through it.
And, because if we have to go anywhere, it's like, Honest is got to go to the bath. Well, and
yep.
I'm the opposite. I can go 3 days without going to the bathroom.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just compensate for your lack of bathroom.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse you.
Romantic.
Oh, God.
First we should do stuff.
Yeah, give us the spiel while I look up the def.
Yes. Go to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can find us. Our website, twoblankgirls.com. And guys, I know we say this every week, and it gets old, but just know how much we appreciate all those patrons who's helped support the podcast by
each episode of the
podcast by donating even as little as $1. We've got some big high ballers like my mom
and my mom.
Otherwise, we've got $10, $5, $3, $1. All of it helps. It just keeps us going.
And we'd like to thank specifically,
yes, my big sis, Hannah Croy. She's been with us from the beginning.
And we love her for a million different reasons. And
thanks,
shout out
Hannah.
to Liam, too. Just,
my little Leanie. My nephew, who's the sweetest angel on the fucking planet. If he had money, he would give it to me. I know it. Because he's an angel.
Yeah, you would.
And it's weird because I just saw a picture of him the other day, and he looks like a fucking teenager. And he's 5. And I'm like, it's like time is flying so fast. And
way too fast.
I fucking hate it. Okay, now you go.
Romantic.
Yep.
Okay, marked by the imaginative or emotional appeal of what is heroic, adventurous, remote, mysterious, or idealized by expressions of love or affection.
It's way more complicated than I thought
Romantic. I know, you were kind of just thinking love and gushy, mushy.
What is it again? What's the heroic part?
Marked by the imaginative or emotional appeal of what is heroic, adventurous, remote, mysterious, or idealized. Like if someone's a romanticist, like a romantic, you're just so you just all the things in the world.
You see the world in a great light. It's
adventurous and exciting and yeah.
That's a tough one for me.
She's like, what is that?
I thought this would be funny too because you and I when it comes to the word romantic or the subject of romance, I think you and I are pretty different. Because I view you as a very romantic person, and not just love romantic, but in the sense that you like you have these like grandiose ideas of like love and adventure and like everything is, the wind is romantic, you like, like, oh, the cool breeze is romantic. And
because I write about those things, because why?
I think you really think those things. Like you see things and you're like, oh, isn't this amazing?
I'm an optimist.
Like, optimist. Yes. You're very like bubbly and light and effervescent.
Oh, wow.
And I tend to be a little more like, and just
grouchy.
Like, a little more, like a little more like,
realist.
I think I'm a realist, but I'm also like, I think I have those. I think I have a little bit of that.
Yeah, you do.
Depends on the situation, but for the most part, I'm just so like, well, I also like when it comes to romantic love,
you get uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
You're
like
uncomfortable. Like I'm romantic in the sense that too, not just like with men, but like with the people I love in general. I'm like, like I'm just like, oh my God, I love you so much.
She just tried to touch me and she like
stopped.
went down. Because that's like the energy I give off. I'm like,
like if I want to tell her like, oh my God, I love you so much and you're the best thing that's happened to my life and this and that. Like you and Jess are like my best friend. She's just like, yeah,
it's very strange. And I'm I try to think about that and what that means, because not only in my friendships but in my in my relationship with Cole, I'm the worst. And so it's
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that you're like that. I just think that it's different. I don't think everybody's supposed to be romantic.
Yeah,
you have your moments.
But you're just like, I don't know, like I wish I could probably use a little more of you, a little more like positive, like I don't know, like I just don't like, I'm so weird about touching and stuff, and like
she came towards me now to like put her hand on my arm and she was like nope.
But like public displays of, so even with like my friendships, I don't my mother and I do not hug.
That's crazy to me.
My sisters and I do not hug. You and I when was the last time we hugged?
We always hug before a trip.
Like a trip when we're going
like if one of us is going away, we're always better hug because I might never see you again if something happens. Like even though that's how it could be any day, every day. Technically, we should be hugging every time we say goodbye to each other. Like just in case. I don't know.
Like it's weird. Like so that's an issue.
That's like an intimacy thing though too. I wonder.
It's weird.
But
so I guess that's what I always, I should think of romantic it being more of like a personality thing as opposed to like a love thing.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd be more comfortable with it and be seeing the world and like, well, like to me, okay, you know where I'm romantic?
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah.
I'm very romantic in the sense of like movies are like, even if it's an action movie, it's a romantic thing to me because it's so like, it's storytelling and it's like magical and it's making movies. I am a romantic when it comes to like,
and the experience,
TV,
the whole experience,
like the experience
going to
of
the movies
going to
and
a
like,
movie and like sitting in the dark and like it's an experience. So that in that sense, I'm romantic, but I feel like you see the world in
with
a romantic light.
Glasses.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
I know. Well, no, okay, you know that I've been like, I think that I am romantic too, but also at the same time, I feel like over the years, not that I've lost that. I've just the reality of it has kind of hit me a little more, and I'm sort of like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Like I still like secretly think of all the possibilities of all of these things that could happen, and I am the worst when it comes to that because like anytime there's a situation where I think, oh, this could happen, it never does, and so it's like, God damn it, why do I always think that the best thing, the most romantic thing is gonna happen, and it never does? So it's like, Jesus, I'm always let down.
Yeah, but I think that's better to have that than nothing at all, like me. Than I don't do that. Like God. I'm trying to think,
because I'm always like, even it's to a fault. It's like almost a disease where like after I've been dumped by somebody or like in the most horrible way, or we've had this breakup either on either side, and it's like, oh God, but we were meant to be together, and like you know, what he's gonna just show up at my house one day, just knock on my window and be like, I need
or
you,
like
I
he's
love
gonna
you.
show up at the airport.
Yeah.
He's gonna be running, just like like showing up at the airport, like don't go, or like, you know, like
It's like maybe I've watched one too many movies because that's what but I truly think it's possible because I've seen, like, I know that it's happened in my family. I know that it's happened in other people's families. I've had
there's reasons that those movies were written.
Yeah.
Because they're based on something someone either knew, you know, dreamed up because they heard of it happening. You know,
even
like
dreaming it up means that it could exist because if you're thinking about it, you could do it. Like I could do it. I would be the person that would do the grand gesture.
Yeah. What's the most romantic thing you've ever done?
That's the thing. Okay. When we say that I'm so romantic, I can't think of anything that I've done. I can't think of, like, I don't think that when I'm actually necessarily in a relationship that I'm super romantic. I don't know. I mean, let's contact the guys and ask them what I did.
What's up.
Let's see what they say. Because I can't, for me though, the most romantic stuff are the little things.
Oh yeah.
Like to me, it's like, because I can think of some grand gestures that people have done for me. But then I think about like when my ex used to cut out a little picture of some weird, like Nicolas Cage or some weird random celebrity and like put it in my sandwich, you know, like for lunch and like make lunch to me and like write a little note. Like to me, that's so romantic because it's funny and it's sweet
and it's they know it's something you'd like. Yeah, you know, that's more. Yeah, it's like one time Cole. So I love Haribo fruit salad. Yeah, the gummies, and I love Sour Patch watermelon. Those are my two favorites. Like an obsession. So one day I came home and there was a pack of Sour Patch watermelon for me on the table, and I was like, ooh, so cool. And I opened it up, and inside that package he had somehow rigged it and put a package of Haribo fruit salad in it as well. So I opened it up and I was like, ah! It was like a double doozy, and like to me that is like the most romantic
because he
thing.
Like took the time to
do something that tedious, and he knew, and it wasn't like, yes, he has sent me flowers and he's done like those kind of things, but it's like, to me, fucking fruit salad inside Sour Patch watermelon. I was like, shit.
That's high points. That
was cool. Like, so it's stuff that they know that you love, and it's little and it's personal, and that no one else would know. Kind of thing. Yeah. That's the most. It's
romantic. not those like cliche kind of things. Like I would hate to be like proposed to on
flash mob.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I said that the other day. I was like, if Cole proposed to me with a flash mob, I'd say no. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
You know, that is one of the things that I hate more than anything on this planet. And it's funny because I grew up with musicals and I love a musical performance. I'm like, dancing. But if it's like in real life and somebody shows up like dancing, I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, you just stupid idiots.
Arms in the air. Arms in the air.
I can't. I'd say
clapping.
Get out of my face. But that's the thing. Like if I were, you know, in love with someone enough to like get engaged,
would it matter?
But they would know.
Would know not to do
better.
It.
They would know better.
Unless Cole would do it just to
fuck
with
me.
Yeah, he'd think it's so funny. You know, but like I think the small things matter. So guys, girls with your partner, I think it's more the personal level.
Girls and girls romantic. And guys and guys and guys and girls and girls and guys.
Do your thing.
Just get, like, I think just knowing that person so well, that's what it's about. Like, I've had some pretty big, like, dude, my ex, and I'm going to say his name because these are all really good things. So, Steve, we're going to shout you out.
Yeah.
Because you were the most romantic person I was ever with. And also, we had some of the most unromantic things. And I think we should definitely talk about those things, too, because it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But this fucking guy, we took this, like, this was like romance on romance on romance. So for his birthday, I bought us tickets to go to Chicago, to go to Lollapalooza and like see his favorite bands. And like we drove 14 hours and like stayed at this cool apartment and had this super romantic like weekend. And we're walking downtown Chicago. This is the first time I had been there. I think probably him too. We're walking and we walk by this store and there's this fabric on this mannequin, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. Like it's supposed to be a tablecloth or like a bedspread or something, but they draped it on this woman like a gown. I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. And I had so I just made that offhand remark, and then like at some other random time I was talking about like how I was obsessed with Zach Posen's dresses and like how can you make something that beautiful, this and that. And Steve was like, I could do that. I'm like, bullshit. You're such an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
And then for my birthday, this fucking guy learned how to sew and made me a dress with that fabric. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, he just, because he was like, you know what? Like, he's the type of person, it sounds so cheesy, but he was the type of person that would just, like, if he didn't know how to do something, he would just, like, learn. Yeah. He'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll learn. That's a skill I could learn.
That's amazing.
And he, like, fucking got, you know, a pattern. Like, he didn't just, like, fucking make me some couture thing, you know? But he made me this dress, and I was like, oh my God, that he, like, took note that much. It was crazy.
Yeah,
and like
amazing.
my favorite watch that I got in Paris broke. It was like like a Van Gogh watch, and it's kind of like made of plasticky.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, it sounds real fancy, but it broke, and I was so sad about it. And he fucking fixed it. He sewed it back together. Like, he took a piece of, like, utility cloth and, like, sewed the plastic back onto it and, like, remade it for me. And I'm like, that kind of shit. I was like,
oh,
dude,
that'll get you.
Yeah, I was like,
it's those things that, like, I think an offhand comment that then comes to life later on is, like, the greatest thing. That's crazy to me. That's, like, the attention that it goes into that. And it's very romantic in the sense that, like, it's not about how much you spent or how much, like, it's like listening
he
to
listens
your partner,
to you.
and they want to make that note and be like, okay, one day this is gonna come back and I'm gonna do that. That to me is like fucking bananas and amazing. And I mean, even though Cole did that with me, a pair of shoes, like, I just had mentioned, like, oh my gosh, like, these shoes are just wonderful. You know, and then a couple weeks later,
I don't hear you saying these shoes are wonderful.
But I'd be like, fuck, these shoes are dope, and I'm broke and I can't fucking buy them. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's more like it. And he would surprise me with them later. Like, it's not that he bought the shoes, it's that he remembered and paid attention. Because I swear to God, he wasn't even around me when I, like, kind of, like, was talking to myself, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh, you know, and he remembered and went and bought them. So stuff like that. Crazy
That's
romantic.
so sweet. It is so sweet. Or,
I mean,
like, when they make dinner, when, like, someone, like, you come home from a long day and, like, they've made dinner for you, like, that's so romantic to me. Or, like, back in the day when they used to make, like, mixed CDs, like, how fucking, like, when you were young and, like, you got a mixtape from somebody, it was like, oh, the romance, like,
dude, and, like, carnations at school, that was always like, oh my God, like, he's so romantic. In,
when,
like,
I never got one, I had
a kid have roses to deliver to me, like, at the school. I was like, ew, we're in, like, 5th grade.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Why? It was I think it's,
what is it? What kind of baller money?
Yeah, I was
did he
like,
have
damn, dude, we're in, like, 5th grade. It was, but then and then I think about me, though, and I'm like, oh shit, poor Cole, poor any of my boys. Like,
no, when you know what it is.
I'm pretty good,
especially
as far
when
as,
you're
like,
going after somebody.
Oh yeah.
Then you're like, Miss, I know the perfect thing to get for you.
Yeah.
I know the
like,
perfect thing to surprise you with.
Well, okay, so I did that with a guy that I had been in love with for so long, and he just drug me around. And I was out here in LA. He was in New York. You know what I'm talking about. And he loves records, and I was like, you know what? As just like a gesture, and, like, you know,
just because you're thinking about him, and you're like, you know what?
About him, I want him to know that I'm thinking about him. So how do I do that? So I went and found these, like, kind of rare Louis Armstrong, because I know he loves jazz, and you know, that's how, like, something we connected on. And I got him these fucking amazing records. One's from, like, New Orleans, and I sent it to him, didn't say anything, and he opened it, and he was just like. He literally told me, he's like, no person has ever done something like this for me before. And I was like,
yes,
I got you, bitch. And then nothing happened. And then we were like, he's married and has a baby. Bye. So I was like, cool.
His loss.
That really worked.
His loss. Well, I'm the same way, though, with, like, gifts. Like, I think I'm a really good gift giver. That's kind of where I think really personally, and I go to that place.
I don't know how good I am.
You got to step it up for Cole.
Yeah, I feel like.
I think that's your
Well, just in general, my friend, like, everybody, I'm like, I don't know if I do good. But look, Cole is fucking impossible. And I know I'm impossible. This is what happens when you've been together for almost 6 years. Romantic, to me, is when I come home and the dishes are clean. If he cleans the dishes and makes the bed, I'm like, dude, you rock. Like, I love you and thank you. Because, like, even though he's really slipping in that department, but that to me is romantic. I don't need gifts. I don't need shit. I just need you to do the dishes. And I need you to vacuum the floor. And I like that to me is so romantic. I'm like, please, you know, so like, you know, times change when you're in a relationship for that long. But like Cole used to be the fucking king of romance. And now he's all like, duh. He's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
but he doesn't have, but that's the thing. You get comfortable and it changes.
He was trying to woo me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he did all these amazing things.
Yeah.
And, you know, what he did for our 1 year anniversary, which, you know, we posted the picture on Instagram of him taking me to Big Bear. But the other thing, the even bigger thing that he did was the book that he made for me. Cole and I met online.
Yay! Hey, this is a success story.
It's like a thing. But we met online, but we started through messages. We messaged for a month before he asked me for my number. Because we were just having fun. Like that excitement of like getting an email the next day and you were like, oh my God. And like, we just couldn't wait to talk to each other. And so for our 1 year anniversary, he went back and took all of our emails that we ever sent to each other. And he had them made into a book. And each, like, my font was different than his font. And he wrote the day and the time it was written. And he put it in this book and wrote the gushiest letter in the opening. And it was, like, the sweetest fucking thing in the history of the world. So he's a good,
Cole.
he's very good romantic.
He's romantic. Yeah, for sure. And
when we first started dating, he had 2 sets of flowers delivered at my work on Valentine's. Like, yeah, he used to kill it, man. Like, that first year, whew. He did very good.
Good for you, Cole.
Yeah,
he knew how to hook it.
He was, what's up?
Woo! That's cute.
Because I'm not a romantic person, so it's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's very hard to try to be romantic with me. And he laughs and makes fun of me now because, you know, I'm a fucking robot. But, like, it's hard. But it does. I still appreciate it.
Well, I think, like, for me, too, one of my exes, like, the thing is, since I've been in Los Angeles, like, basically, Steve was, like, my only really romantic person I've been with. The other guys... Because
you've lived in big cities.
Yeah.
And dated, like, fucking... Well, not that they were bad guys, but, like, we're in...
it's a different mentality.
Yes.
There's a whole different thing. These guys are very, like, self-sufficient, independent, kind of selfish, you know, in their own way. But they have a right to be. That's their lives. Like, it just wasn't... It was my problem that I was expecting something different from them. You know what I mean? But anyway, they, like... One of them, the romantic thing to me that he did was every single morning he would text me with "Good morning, sweetheart," and then he would say something to me. No matter what, we weren't going to see each other. We didn't, whatever. But it was just every day he'd just check in and just "Good morning, sweetheart," and I was just like, that he called me sweetheart, and then every day, and then every night he would say good night. You know, it was like there. Even if we didn't see each other, didn't really talk much that day. It was always just like check in, and I thought that was so sweet. And I still, I'm like, oh, I love that.
Well, yeah, because it's a reason to check in. They're thinking that means they're thinking about you.
That is truly the thing to me that like matters the most is just the idea that you're thinking about someone.
Yeah, women don't. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's some out there who like
high
the physical things.
Yeah.
Is that the word? Physical? No.
Yeah. Tangible.
What's the other word? Starts with an M. Material things.
Starts with an M. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They like the material things, but I think all people really want is to be for someone to be thinking about them and to like acknowledge them
that you exist.
Yeah, like
you're around.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Because like otherwise. It just, or like they're thinking of you and then they want you to know that they're thinking of you. Like that to me is the most romantic. That's more romantic than anything you could ever give somebody.
Because, dude, when you go days without talking to somebody, to me, that's just like fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it takes nothing.
This like game of like, I'm just going to like not text for a couple days because it's just going a little fat. I don't know. I just.
No. It takes
relationships are stupid.
It takes nothing to just say good morning, sweetheart. Like that's it. That's all. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, yeah. I just remembered the couple things that I have done that are romantic, and I kind of like follow them through my entire life. I've kind of always do them, and I got some of them from my mom. I learned some tricks from my mom and dad. Like that, my mom and dad were super romantic.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Woo. Whenever I give a card to somebody, that I love, that I'm in love with. I kiss the back of it, like closed. So I put lipstick on and I kiss it. So my little lip print is on there every time. And my mom always used to do that for my dad. Cute. And then when I send like a letter or a postcard or something in the mail, I put the stamp upside down. Because that means
I got
love.
that from you. Yeah. I got that from you too.
Yeah, that means love. So, hey, guys, look back. If you ever got...
Maybe somebody stared at you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What did I just say?
She just had a stroke.
I was like, maybe somebody secretly loves you and you never knew it.
Yeah. You need to look at your stamps, at your stamp situation.
But then I do it to, like, I, like, send it to, like...
I do it to my friends and family.
Well, no, I do it to, like, everything. And I'm like, I wonder if people like.
Do you love your bill collectors?
Yeah. I send it out. I don't know. Like I just thought about how sometimes I do that, and I'm like, why do I do that? Because I don't love them.
You got to do it special. You
got
to do it
all
special.
Right. All right.
And then I'm trying to think. Oh well, that's pretty much it for me. Those are the two things that I always do: the stamps and the kissing. And then I'm a pretty good gift giver. That's all I gotta say.
I'm trying to think anything else romantic I've ever done. I suck.
That's the thing. I can't think of specific. Like for me, it's been, anniversaries have always been kind of romantic. And again, that was always with Steve. Like we went to our first anniversary. We drove to South Dakota from North Dakota to go to a drive-in movie theater because we'd never done that. And we did that. We stayed in a hotel and it was like, ooh, fun. And like we went to Central Park one year and flew kites and had a picnic and like just random shit like that.
Christ, yeah. I don't think I've done anything for Cole. Can you think of something that I have done that I've told you about?
God.
Oh, no.
She's having a crisis right now. You had to have done something.
Honestly, I don't know. I remember getting him toothbrush heads for like his birthday or Christmas because I knew he really wanted those. That's like literally the only thing popping into my head right now.
No. I'm trying to think too.
No.
I don't know. You had to have did you get him tickets to go to anything or like?
I mean, tickets that I wanted to go do, and then he just came with me.
Yeah.
Okay, birthdays, anniversaries.
The wheels are turning,
dude.
Well, now's your chance.
I know
to like step it up. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was like young and in my 20s and trying to like woo a guy, I'd fucking do shit. Like I always cooked. Like with that same guy, I would make because I knew he would just be so impressed by all these like big Southern dishes because he was a Italian New Yorker. So I would do stuff like that. But Jesus, I don't do anything for Cole. But that's just not in my nature. It doesn't mean I don't fucking love him, and it doesn't mean that I don't care. It just like. I get in. I feel like whenever I do something for Cole, it's stuff he actually needs. Yeah. Like I go and I like the toothbrush heads. Like I knew and I'll buy him his favorite candy and stuff like that.
Oh
God, I sound like a horrible. Well,
you know what? That is romantic though sometimes. Him? Well, yeah, you should text him. You should just call him right now and tell him that you love him. You know what? Toothbrush heads, that can be romantic because for me, when I was dating somebody out here, I remember it was so romantic to me because every time I would like stay over, I would be fucked because I didn't have my contact solution. I didn't have anything. Then one day he had a little contact case and solution for me, and I was like,
cute.
I was like, oh, he's thinking of me.
Yeah.
Like he wants me to spend the night. And okay, so a guy that I dated a couple years ago. I end up dating fucking snorers, and it's the worst thing in the world because I cannot stand snoring. I'm kind of a light sleeper, so it kills me.
It's tough.
But so the first night that I stayed over at his place, I discovered that it was the worst snoring I've ever heard in my entire life. So I didn't actually stay. I left. Damn. Like in the middle of the night, I just got up. I left a note and I was like, I'm so sorry. I gotta go.
Or I would have like gone and like, slept on the couch or something.
It was just so uncomfortable. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't. So I left. But then he was so like upset about it, just being like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He ordered like a case of like 100 earplugs. And like, it was like, I have earplugs at the house. And I was like, that to me, because it was when we first started dating, it was sort of like, okay, that's a sign that he wants me to stay around. He wants me
yeah.
here. Like he cares about me enough to at least do that. And so I was like, that was fucking sweet. But like earplugs were romantic, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. See, again, it comes back to the like they're thinking of you, and they see. I just texted Cole, "What's the most romantic thing I've ever done for you?" No response, and he was just like, "Somebody forgot to turn off the AC today." Which was me. So that's us. And then he sent me a Kanye
shaking his
meme.
head like,
yeah.
nah.
So,
That's
we're probably not going to get a response because he's probably having to think so fucking hard. But hopefully Cole knows that, and like I do things for him. Like I cook for him all the time. Yesterday I like was in the middle of this huge like putting together this big project, and it was a really crazy day for me, but I was like, you know what, Cole needs like lunch for the week. Why don't I so I went to Trader Joe's. I went and I made fucking turkey chili. Woo! Fresh homemade turkey chili and packaged it up and had it ready for him.
Nice.
So like
yeah.
romantic.
Yeah.
It's like
it is.
It's
you
romantic.
we'll
I
just
think of him. That's what
it's true. You do that. It's not like you ignore him.
No.
But we do need to work on like one
work on
thing.
that,
like in the
yes.
next year, we're gonna come up with something.
I should do something kind of cool and
big
and like really surprise him.
Maybe you will. I don't know. Cole,
Yeah,
you don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe she won't.
but yeah, I just it's tough. It's tough for being because I'm like such a nerd, and I have a hard time like expressing my feelings and being gushy and like
yeah, you do.
So it's hard.
You know, I was saying how I learned from my parents because like God dang it, my parents when they first fell in love, it was like crazy how romantic they were, and like my dad was a super romantic guy. Like my dad's an artist, and one thing that he did throughout his entire life with my mom, they're divorced now, but when they were married, he painted like skies and things like huge. I don't know, guys, if you've been to Las Vegas, he did like Caesar's Palace and the Venetian, and he's done all over the world, and he does art everywhere else too on different mediums. But anytime he ever painted anything, ever, including the giant murals in these casinos, he would hide my mom's name somewhere.
Oh, love that.
So in everything they got it from him. So because anything he's ever done now has a piece of her in it. Her name is everywhere.
It's very sweet.
Isn't that the sweetest thing you've ever?
Very romantic.
Yeah, it is very. And my mom, every time my dad would come back from a long trip, you know, he'd be away for work, and every time he would come back, we would meet him at the airport. Every time we would always take him to the airport. We would always meet him there to bring him home. And then she always had his favorites, like a bag of cashews, like just sitting, you know, on his chair, and like she would have his favorite things waiting for him. And I always thought it was just like coming home. And she used to put I forgot about this till right now. She used to put a yellow ribbon around the tree or around the door, like when he came back, because it was like back in the day, like when soldiers were returning home and stuff, they would put the yellow ribbon to welcome people home. And so every time he would come home, she would welcome him home with a yellow ribbon.
That's cute.
And so I'm like, oh
yeah, maybe I'm not romantic because like
you didn't see that.
No. Oh my God, my mom and my dad, I mean, they're divorced, so it's like but it's like I don't even know if my mom, I think again, I get romantic to me is having their favorite dinner ready, or you know, like that. I feel like that's where my like romantic side comes from. It's taking care of people. Yeah, like that to me, taking care of Cole. And
oh dude, like when you're sick, like bringing soup to somebody when they're sick, or like taking care
of someone beautiful. To me is romantic, because like that's the only way I can't do the like I just can't. It's just not me. It's just not like, and like especially being like sexy romantic, that is like really not gonna happen. But you know, I think just like taking care of someone and showing them that you love them, that's all I can really do.
And like when you go on a trip and you bring them back a little trinket or something, like that's always so sweet. You're thinking about somebody, like that is just.
Or like, because I know Cole would be upset if I didn't bring him anything. I'm just kidding. He would never do that. But yeah, it's the little things.
Oh, my mom used to do it too. Like, and I've done it in the past too, where like before my man goes on a trip, I will sneak like a card, like a thinking of you card, like in his bag, so he doesn't know, and then he'll open it when he gets to his destination. You know,
Cole and I are big note writers.
Yeah, we see them around your house. Yeah,
we have we have a dry erase board on our fridge, and we write funny
little
notes,
schmaltzy things to each other.
Or sometimes they're really funny, like too. Like we'll leave little funny or like little sweet things. So that's our little romantic.
That's super
thing that
sweet.
We do. You know, we
do
try.
you have? Well, but you said movies. You're romantic about the movies. Do you have favorite romantic movies or like romantic comedies or?
Well, I love a romance that like is totally outside my comfort zone and like in the sense where period pieces to me
my god
are like a whole nother like
that's sweeping romance.
Fucking Pride and Prejudice.
I can't. That movie.
Oh my god.
I could watch that like every week, dude.
The part right at the end where he's like, "You've bewitched me, body and soul." I was like, and it's just a British accent too, like really helps.
That movie fucking gets to me.
Really fucks with me. Like it's so yeah, it's a period thing because back then it seemed so like
it was like sweeping and beautiful, and there was need and there was wanting and there was time because it wasn't
internet and texting. There's
each
no
other
bullshit. Like get in the car and like hey, Netflix and chill. Like that wasn't a thing.
Like the idea that somebody like had to write you a letter and like
to
tell you your feelings
for like weeks
and to call on you, and they would show up and like ride up on a horse, and you're like, hi. You're in, and also the idea that you're kind of alone in your thoughts a lot of the time because there aren't people you don't have access to everyone all the time, and so you're always like kind of pining for each other.
Tilling in the garden.
Yeah, you're walking. Like your dress is getting muddy. And
reading your book under the tree, and you're just like. Like that shit.
Yes, dude.
Period pieces to me, that's oh my god. So Pride and Prejudice, what's our other one that we love?
Dude, Becoming Jane.
Becoming Jane.
Only because we love James McAvoy so much that like we can't deal with it. But also there's just these we love the little moments in those movies, like when they just brush hands, and that's like electric because they can't touch each other. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that is just so.
I think a period piece fucking fucks me up. Yeah. And then to me, the most romantic movie, because it's so on my level and how I feel about love and romance, is As Good as It Gets. Probably my favorite romantic, like
such a good movie,
because their relationship, his weirdo, he's very like, he doesn't know how to talk and know how to say things.
They fight and they
fight, but it's like energetic, and when he does say the right things,
he says the right.
God,
I just got goosebumps.
I know, so did I. That end scene of them on the street.
You make me want to be a better man
and all that, and then just that. What does he say at the end? That's just like, I don't know what, I forget what he says, but the stuff he says to her at the end on the street, and then when he's like, "I'm gonna kiss you," and then it's bad, and then he's like, "I know I can do better," and he really kisses her, and then she knows, and it's like, and then they go get bagels at 4 a.m, and it's because that's what you do. To me, hands down, most romantic movie. It just blows me away. Yeah,
dude. For me, the idea of love for me that's absolutely perfect and beautiful is Away We Go.
Oh yeah,
that movie, John Krasinski, Maya Rudolph. Like, I cannot deal with that movie. It to me is perfect because she doesn't want to she won't marry him. They're in love. They've been together for so long. She's pregnant, but she won't marry him. And they know they love each other. And she just says, I won't marry you. He asks her constantly, and she says, no. I don't need that. I don't want that. But they're searching for a home. And that's what it is. It's not about this like particular idea of love that everyone is supposed to have. It's like they're a family, and they're searching for a home, and they're together, and they realize that their home is when they're together. And it's like, and it's just, I don't know. It's so funny. It's so like irreverent. It doesn't have this typical idea of love, and I think to me that movie, I just fucking lose it. I cry.
Like relationship with each other. They like make fun of each other. They laugh. They're
so silly.
Yes,
and they're just funny and weird, and I love that because they seem like true best friends. And like that's to me is the most beautiful movie. And then of course, like for me, romantic comedy, When Harry Met Sally, best fucking romantic comedy of all time. Like again, that's the kind of same.
The idea that best friends
fighting. They know each other better than anyone else, and it takes time. Again, it's not this typical romance. Roman Holiday to me.
So
again,
good.
It's like, it's romance, but it's not like they don't end up together. There has nothing to do with that, but it's the romance of like spending this day together.
This fleeting, like it's probably not
magic.
Going anywhere, but it's
two people connecting on such a level, and it's like just living and being free, and like to me that's so romantic. And then I gotta mention it. People are gonna hate on me. About Time. That movie.
Oh God, I love that movie.
About Time. So many of you probably didn't even like think of it as, didn't even bother seeing it.
Yeah.
But it's got Donald Gleason and Rachel McAdams and Bill Nighy. And oh my God. That movie's about family.
Oh, and it's like different kinds of love.
Yeah.
Family love, like, partner love, and how life, like what happens in life. Yeah, it's so good. I'm trying to think. I know there's like a trillion more.
Yeah.
That.
Well, of course you love like The Notebook, and you love like these movies, these classic la la la.
But then like I love these romantic, like again, these comedies that are kind of based in, like I love fucking what's the Nancy Meyer movie with Jack Nicholson again?
Something's Gotta Give. Yeah, with Diane Keaton. Yeah.
That love story is like these two polar opposites who end up being like the thing that each other needs.
Well, and that they're finding love later in life too. I think.
Oh yeah, that's so cool.
But dude, every time I watch these things, like I am obsessed with them, but then I just cry. Oh
yeah, and then you're like,
because I don't have that, you know what I mean? Because I do love those things, and I feel those same feelings, and I feel like I belong in that kind of situation. And I'm sure so many women and men feel the same way as I do right now. But like, and then I just think like, where's mine? Like where's my love story? Like, and I just go, God damn it. Because I just know that I have so much fucking love to give in my body. And I'm like, I will smother you.
Yeah.
That's probably why I'm not with anyone, because I've smothered all of them.
No, it's just not your time, and it'll come.
It's true.
I think everybody's got to have their time and their like openness and like readiness. And
well, the funny thing about it is that I'm not in a rush. Like there have been periods of time where I have been like really sad and lonely and sort of just like wishing, because I mean I've spent 9 years now like hoping for something and trying and being open and whatever, and just I haven't succeeded. But at the same time it's like now I'm kind of just I'm doing my own thing, and I don't feel like that I'm missing something.
Yeah.
I would love to have it, but
and I
it's
think
not something
that's
I
probably
need.
When it's gonna come, you know what I mean? But just know that you're very romantic, and when the time comes, you fucking got this.
That's gonna be it's gonna be a lucky man right there.
Can I just play this really quick?
Yeah, what are you gonna play?
I don't even know if it's gonna work. Hold on, guys. Just hold on.
I'm sorry. Whatever this is not gonna work. What?
I'm feeling better, Carol.
Melvin, even though it may seem that way now, you don't know me all that well. I'm not the answer for you.
Hey, I've got a great compliment for you.
You know what? I can be around.
Just let me talk. I might be the only person on the face of the earth that knows you're the greatest woman on earth. I might be the only one who appreciates how amazing you are in every single thing that you do. And how you are with Spence. And in every single thought that you have, and how you say what you mean, and how you almost always mean something that's all about being straight and good. And I think most people miss that about you. And I watch them wondering how they can watch you bring their food and clear their tables and never get that they just met the greatest woman alive. And the fact that I get it makes me feel good about me. Is that something that it's bad for you to be around? For you?
No.
I'll grab you.
Jack Nicholson.
Well, I don't know about you, but I honestly feel so hopeful and so excited and so ready.
I'm going to text Cole and tell him that I love him just for no reason.
I'm going to text Cole and tell him that I love him
too. He'll appreciate that. And guys, we love you. And thank you so much for listening. And maybe this will inspire you to go do something romantic.
Do something super sweet for someone you love.
Yes. Not boy, girl, old, young. Just go and
see the world in a little bit better light, I think.
Yes.
That's it.
We could all use a little of that. But most importantly, come back next week.
Come on back.
Love y'all.
Love you.